Well, I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome everyone that's taken time out to come and enjoy the show. Welcome to the world of harmonica. And before we get started with some discussion here, I'm going to play a little something. This will be a little bit of a tease. Now, if you guess that tune, I'll send you $100. No, I don't have $100. Otherwise, I might do that. No. Listen, before we go on into something else, what I'd like to point out to you is what you see on the screen right now. And generally, when I do this live, I say, well, what is the significance of this other than the crummy handwriting? Well, it's a photo, an image of a woman. And this woman, her name is Christelle Berthon. She's from France. She's an incredible musician and harmonica player. And the reason that I put her on at the introduction of this is to point out to you something that I didn't know in the 70s when I first started to play, is that there are a lot of wonderful women musicians that play this instrument. And I encourage you to go and search them out. Okay? So the next question is, who am I and what am I here doing? So I guess the simple truth is that, like many people here tonight, this afternoon, I arrived at this place by circumstance and curiosity because my world was enhanced by the harmonica. Now, because this is a brief introduction into what I do, I'm not going to tell you the whole story, except that my first introduction to this instrument was at a pawn shop. And I encourage you, do not buy harmonicas at pawn shops, okay? But that's how I first got into it. And I didn't really work it to really understand it until a few years later. And if you come to my performance in the future to see the whole thing, you'll get to see what happened. So here's a brief explanation of the instrument created by Christian Friedrich Ludwig Buschmann. He's often cited as the inventor of the harmonica in about 1821. And the reason that I started with that little snippet of Beethoven's Ninth Symphony, which was written in 1824, I thought it appropriate because at that point in history, this instrument was able to partake in that diatonic piece. So what do we have here? Like I just said, a diatonic harmonica. So in the middle of the sandwich is the comb. Up top is the blow reed plates, and on the bottom are draw reed plates. And of course, we have covers top and bottom. And what we have here in the middle of the harmonica section is the full diatonic scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Go ahead, sing along with me. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Or in this C harp, and it's laid out a little confusingly because it's blow, draw, blow, draw, blow, draw, draw, blow. And over here, it's that same thing, only upside down and missing one note. And on the bottom part, it's missing a bunch of notes. It's, as for instance, C, D, G. What would be next? Why C, D, G? Where's E? And there's, oh my goodness gracious, it's really messed up, but you'll have to come to my show to understand it. Now we move on to some history. President Lincoln was one of the first in America to play this instrument. And we typically do something like play Dixie and Glory Hallelujah. And then we move on to some more history, American stuff. Wyatt Earp and Billy the Kid, Stephen Foster tunes, Oh Susanna and Camptown Races. But then something happened. And before I get into it, I want to explain a little bit about the diatonic music. The reason or the way that this instrument was designed was so that you could play single notes, intervals, and chords strictly on the diatonic scale. But something changed in the late 1800s. Look at this, harmonicas for 10 cents. Not so much anymore. Gentlemen like DeFord Bailey learned to do this. Something that was not really appropriate for this instrument. It wasn't designed to do that. But the black culture really dug into their roots and their heart and soul and discovered something special. Now, this is just a short version of the history and the world of harmonica, and I encourage you to stop by when it's available. And hopefully, in your area, we're going to be able to offer this as a Zoom real soon. Take care. Bob Hennessy here in the world of harmonica. Thank you.